Hey guys, it's Joe here, the Joe Madden Sports Podcast. I'm joined this afternoon by Jay Kornegay, Vice President of the Sportsbooks operations at the Westgate. Jay, how are you doing? Superbook Westgate.
Yeah, Joe, good. Good to see you.
Good to see you too. I want to thank you so much for joining me here this afternoon. We're going to be talking some early lines, potential lines for the NBA playoffs, the finals here, as well as the NHL. Firstly, Jay, how was golf last weekend?
I didn't play that poorly. I did pretty well. I still lost a little money, but I played pretty good.
I'm glad to
It was
hear
at
it.
83. The 83 is really good for me, so I'll take it. But most importantly, we had a few laughs and we had a good time out there. Weather was fantastic.
Glad to hear that, Jay. I know your golfing game gets better as the season goes on as well, and you have a lot of fun out there. Let's look at the NBA, and we have a great game coming up tonight. Do you guys think that the Golden State Warriors get through, or do you think Dallas Mavericks have a chance tonight?
I don't know. When a team gets down 3-0, I feel like it just kind of takes the heart out of them a little bit. It's really tough for a team to come back and really compete there. But on the other hand, the Warriors could go, well, they could relax a little bit, maybe do what the Panthers did the other night and enjoy themselves in Dallas. Who knows? But, the Warriors right now are up to an $8,000 favorite, to win the series. But just looking at this game itself, you got Dallas minus 1.5. I think the Warriors are probably going to punch their ticket to the next round, as it's hard for a team. I believe in most cases it's hard for a team that goes down 3-0 to have a lot of life or hope going into game 4.
Now, you're saying right now we could take them for 8,000 to 1 to win the series. What did they originally open this at? Do you have those numbers?
Yeah, we opened Golden State minus 250.
Okay.
The Mavericks were plus 210, and it really obviously creeped up. But just the way the games played out, we're right now at minus 8,000 on the Warriors, plus 2,500 on the Mavs.
Now, are you getting anyone coming in here taking the Mavs at plus 2,500 to pull off a miracle?
You do a lot of small grocery dollar bets, Joe.
Okay.
Nothing real big. You haven't seen anything really on the Warriors so far, but you will see people, throw in $5, $10, $50 on the Mavs at that price. Take a shot at them, but other than that, not too much.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of like a lottery pick at that point, just throwing some money on something because, it's like football any given Sunday. But in my opinion, I think the Warriors just will dominate and finish off this series. So it's going to be an interesting game tonight.
Yeah, I agree with you. I just think it's just too hard once a team gets down 3-0. Even though, we saw that in the NHL where the Panthers actually played very well after going down 3-0 against Tampa Bay. I thought they put up a lot of fight there, but I'm not sure if I'm going to see that out of the Mavericks.
Absolutely. So looking forward for the Golden State Warriors to win it all, what kind of lines are we looking at right now, Jay?
Oh, let's see here. Well, I'm gonna have to bring that up, Joe. I apologize.
Okay, sorry about that. We can look at the Miami Heat and the Boston Celtics before you do that.
Okay, let's go ahead and do that. We open that series. We open, let's see, Boston at minus 70, and the Heat came back at plus 150. Currently, this is kind of interesting because it's currently Boston's minus 180 and the Heat's plus 160, and that's obviously it's all tied up. But normally, when you see when the games diminish and we're all down best of 3 right now, you're talking about the price being a little shorter than what it opened. So we opened Boston minus 170 and the Heat plus 150, and under a normal series, when the series is tied and it goes back to its original start, you would see the price go down, say maybe 150. But because the Celtics have been so dominating, and I saw a stat, someone told me today that they have won 14 of 16 quarters. So 14 out of 16 quarters they have won. Despite the series being 2-2, the price actually went up instead of down. So we're looking at our current price at Celtics minus 180 and the Heat coming back at plus 160.
Oh, that's really interesting that we're seeing that kind of movement within the line at that. But you're right. The Boston Celtics have really dominated in these quarters. It's only been a couple that have got away from them. So great way to take that. What are your thoughts on that? Do you think the Boston Celtics roll through this one easy?
Well, we certainly could use them here at the Superbook. That's for sure. We don't really have a lot of liability on the Heat. It's just that we look really good on the Celtics. If they were to meet the Warriors in the finals, then we would probably be in pretty good shape, as we're looking good on both of those teams.
Okay, I like it. Let's move on to the NHL. We've got Calgary Flames, Edmonton Oilers. The winner of this will go on to face the winner of the Colorado Avalanche, St. Louis Blues. What are you getting for lines within Calgary and the Edmonton game right now for the winner of that series?
The current line between Calgary and the Oilers let's see here. Series price. We got the Oilers at, sorry, Joe, minus 190. The Flames coming back at plus 170. So, yeah, it's, obviously, going into the series, the Flames had a higher power ranking. And, if they were to, either one of these teams comes back and meets Colorado, we actually have a better price on the dog, which would be Calgary against Colorado versus the Oilers against Colorado, because the power ranking is a little higher on the Calgary side. But as far as the current series, Oilers are a pretty decent favorite at 190.
Well, that's it. That's a really decent favorite here. I really hope the Oilers don't make it through. Hope it's my Calgary Flames going through to play the Avalanche or the St. Louis Blues. What are you looking at between the St. Louis Blues and the Colorado Avalanche? We know the Avalanche have dominated in this series.
Yeah, they've looked really good. It's going to really be tough for anybody beating the Avs. Right now, the series price, Avalanche is minus 5,000, the Blues at plus 1,700, and that's probably cheap from what we've seen from the Avs. They really dominated that last game. They were kind of fired up. I know that there was got a little chippy there, but the Avs just looked too strong for anybody at this time. Even though I think that those Lightning, out there, they look really, really good. I shouldn't say those Lightning, but the Lightning looks, two-time defending champion. They're playing great hockey. I think that would be a great matchup if we were to see Tampa Bay, in Colorado. Not to take anything away from your Flames.
No, the Flames are shooting themselves in the foot right now. Hopefully they come out with a stronger game tonight. What early lines are we looking at for Tampa right now, depending on who they are going to be facing?
You're looking at, let's say if they play Carolina would have home ice. Tampa Bay would still be a favorite in that series, minus 140 versus Carolina plus 120. And I was trying to figure out what the tiebreaker was between Tampa Bay and the Rangers, because they both ended up with 110 points. I just kind of ran out of time. But if Tampa Bay, let's say New York has home ice, Tampa Bay would be minus 160 over the Rangers. But if the Lightning has home ice in that series, Tampa Bay would be minus 220.
Okay.
90 on the Ranger side. So still a very competitive series over there in the East. However, Colorado would probably be 240 over Calgary and probably $3 over Edmonton.
Ooh, wow. Okay. That's pricey for sure.
Well, yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier, is about how Calgary has a little higher power ranking than Edmonton right now, even though they're trailing in the series. But if they were to get through Edmonton, they would be a shorter dog than Edmonton would if, they advance against Colorado. And I know some people have been asking me, Joe, about Tampa Bay and Colorado today, and I'm thinking that Colorado would probably be around, I'm guessing, $3.
Okay.
Maybe a little shorter than that, maybe 250, but somewhere around $2.53 over Tampa Bay. Seems like everybody's already pointing to that series, but there's a lot of hockey to go before we get to that point.
There's so much hockey to go to get to that point. I really hope those aren't the final two. I really hope Calgary finds a way to dig deep and change things. But Jay, it's going to be an interesting run for the cup here as we finish up. Are you getting many prop bets in for players like Connor McDavid that have been playing so phenomenal? I know Ryan O'Reilly was making people lots of money betting his props. What are you guys seeing over there at the Superbook?
Well, what we're seeing is the stars, McDavid, McKinnon, McCarr, those guys are they're kind of hogging the prop market right now, as a majority of the bets that are coming in on those different propositions. The star players are grabbing the headlines there. But, I'm a little surprised by the number of bets and, how much attention they are getting from the bettors, because normally you don't see that much action on that. But this year, pretty much throughout the entire playoffs, the hockey props have been getting plenty of action from, our players. So I'm not sure if that's industry wide, but certainly it's true for us.
Okay. Have you seen more props being played over the last year as well, in all sports as a whole?
Oh yeah, especially in these new jurisdictions. When we're operating in 5 states now, Joe, and props are a big part of the market. And some of these games have 50 to 100 different propositions on each one of them. So it's a challenge for us to manage the pricing and the action that comes in on them. But they're certainly more popular than ever.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I can imagine what that war room looks like when you guys are trying to break down the props for all of these games. It would be complete chaos, in my opinion.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, it used to be just like, the futures and the series price with a couple of propositions, but now we're talking 50 to 100 propositions on each one of these games. And that's both for the NBA, and the NHL. And speaking of going back, I wanted to get back to you on the NBA future board, our current prices on that.
Okay.
The Warriors are minus 150. You got the Celtics at plus 240. You got the Heat at 11-2, and those Mavericks at 100-1. So, they got some work to do, but that's an update on the NBA futures. Do you want to update on the hockey futures?
Would love it if you have it in front of you, Jay.
Yeah, it's right here. Let's go. Avalanche plus 125, Lightning plus 255, Hurricanes 5-1, Oilers 10-1. Flames 11-1, Rangers 25, and Blues coming in at 80.
Okay, great updates there, Jay. Really appreciate it. Can you tell us everything that is going on at the Superbook? Anything new happening at any of the different locations?
Well, we're just operating in 5 states now. We're available in Colorado, New Jersey, Arizona, and just opened in Tennessee just a few weeks ago. We hope to be in Iowa within about 60 days. And about a handful of other states that will be added to our list probably by the end of the year or early part, at least the first quarter of next year. So we're keeping busy out here in the Superbook.
I love it. Any promotions that Superbook is running right now and where people could find those?
Yeah, each state has their own things going on, Joe. It's we got a lot of promos, a lot of deposit bonuses that we have available, especially when we first open. They periodically pop up, and then we got to look at those odds boosts. I'm telling you, people love those odds boosts, and we added a few features. Early cash out. We're working on parlay insurance, parlay boost as well. So as we get comfortable with some of these new, as we call them, whistles and bells, we load them up into the Superbook app. So people need to check back with us here and there, and they'll find some great promos and especially those odds boosts.
Okay, that is great to hear. Most definitely, you guys go check out the Superbook. Jay, the TikToks that you made the other week are fantastic. So go give Superbook a follow over there. You guys are having a lot of fun with the content you're putting out.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Joe. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. Okay, you guys, thank you for joining me for the Joe Madden Sports podcast. I will be back tomorrow with another one. Jay, thank you. All the best to you tonight and everything you've got going on.
Go Flames.
Go